You have heard the stories, haven't you? Tourist destinations where you get robbed, beaten, detained, and, in extreme cases, killed. Whatever the reason may be, here are the 10 most dangerous tourist destinations in the world. Number 10, Venezuela. Venezuela has one of the highest per capita murder rates in the world. However, that's just one of the things that makes it one of the most dangerous tourist destinations ever. We also have the kidnappings and robberies. Let's start with the kidnappings, shall we? The information you supplied in a survey or questionnaire could be used to demand ransom in return for the safety of your loved ones. This is known as virtual kidnapping. It won't really matter if the kidnapping is real. You wouldn't want to risk the safety of your loved ones, would you? Another type of kidnapping on the rise in Venezuela is inside kidnapping. Employees are paid a token to gain access to tourist hotel rooms to kidnap children with the sole purpose of extracting cash from the parents. You have to be more careful in this tourist destination if you drive an expensive car. Armed gangs ram vehicles from behind with the goal of jacking it. Resisting a robbery is even more dangerous. It can result in the death of the victim. Another method used by carjackers in Caracas is the setting up of fake police checkpoints inside tunnels. Surely it's better to take a cab, right? Well, cab drivers in Caracas not only overcharge, they are also known to rob and injure their passengers. If you decide to walk, the crowded bus and subway stations are packed with pickpocketers. Number 9, Mali. The dangers you can run into as a tourist in Mali are numerous and are a result of the Tuareg rebellion, which subsequently led to the growth of Al-Qaeda in the northern region. Rebels are paid to kidnap tourists by Al-Qaeda, who then demand a substantial amount of money in ransom. This is the primary reason Mali is a dangerous tourist destination to Westerners. A major thing to avoid in Mali is attending cultural festivals in remote areas far from the reach of police. You would not only be exposing yourself to armed robbery, but kidnapping as well. In fact, a British citizen who attended a similar festival was executed. Canadians and American diplomats are usually the target of kidnapping in Mali. The festivals to avoid include the Tuaregs Festival in the desert, Sahara Nights Festival, and the Tomodak Festival. Places to avoid include Gao, Timbuktu in the northern area, including provinces like Kidal, Koulikoro, and Mopti. Number 8, Colombia. Something as normal as hailing a cab can get you killed in Colombia, where criminals pose as cab drivers to rob unsuspected tourists. They drive their passengers around at gunpoint to different ATMs to collect as much money as possible. While accepting a drink from an attractive stranger is harmless in different parts of the world, in this tourist destination, it's deadly. You can end up drugged and robbed. Some gangs are even creative enough to lace chewing gums with drugs. According to experts, for every part of this country that is tourist-friendly, there are 3 other dangerous parts that should be avoided. Such parts include any rural area along the Venezuelan border. However, if you do find yourself anywhere in Bogota that you know you're not supposed to be, taking these precautions might just save your life. Wear simple clothes without pieces of jewelry. Leave the iPhone at home and use low-limit credit cards. Hailing taxis is also not a good idea. Number 7, India. We have talked about kidnapping and robbery-related violence in Colombia, Mali, and Venezuela. India, on the other hand, is infamous for violence against women, or eve-teasing as it is known in India. Yes, we are talking about rape. According to the Foreign and Commonwealth Office website, reported cases of sexual assault against women and young girls are on the rise. Foreign female visitors are just as likely to experience this horrible ordeal as the locals. Some time ago, a 39-year-old Swiss cyclist was gang raped in Madhya Pradesh. What's more, the newspapers constantly publish rape stories to fuel the fear. Why is violence against women so prevalent in India? The answer is simple. According to Gil Charlton, the author of Our Beginner's Guide to India, it is due to the combination of 3 things. Number 1, proliferation of internet porn. Number 2, availability of illegal homebrews. And number 3, an increase in the number of uneducated single men who have no hope of finding a wife. As a result, Indian women take extra precautions against sexual harassment, such as booking a taxi after dark, having a proper bolt on their door, and avoid eye contact with staring males. Number 6. Egypt. The recent political turmoil in Egypt has turned a great tourist destination into one of the most dangerous places in the world. There has been a dramatic decrease in the number of tourist visits since the revolution and attacks on foreign journalists. The constant fear of an imminent ISIS attack makes the country even more dangerous. How real is the attack? Back in September 2015, 9 tourists were killed in the western desert by Egyptian military who thought they were terrorists. Earlier that same year, a Croatian man was kidnapped and killed by ISIS in the western desert near Cairo. In fact, the FCO warns that terrorists are very likely to carry out an attack on Egypt. However, if you ever find yourself in this dangerous tourist destination, stay away from demonstrations, protests, or any crowded area. There is also a danger of being confronted aggressively for money or business in high-profile tourist sites like the Giza Pyramids. Therefore, use a pre-booked guide, or even better, stay vigilant. Number 5, Bangladesh. You are in this great vacation spot and had a whole day planned out. You highlighted the places you wanted to visit, only to run into a street agitation which eventually developed into a political rioting. That is Bangladesh, my friends. The violence in this tourist destination is a result of political rioting. The dangers range from being stuck in street fights to getting hit by stray bullets. As such, it is important that you stay away from political riots. Number 4, Honduras. According to the U.S. Department of State, Honduras has one of the highest murder rates in the world. 69 U.S. citizens have been killed since October of 2009. That's not all. There's also the problem of petty theft. There are pickpocketers at the entrances of major tourist destinations across the country. However, if you don't get murdered and somehow escape getting robbed, you still have diseases such as malaria, HIV, AIDS, hepatitis A and B to worry about. The poor medical care in the whole country, with the exception of San Pedro Sula and Tegucigalpa, ensures that you die of malaria rather than being shot dead on major highways. If you absolutely have to visit Honduras, wear simple clothes without jewelry. Leave the iPhone, iPad, or any related gadget at home, and always use low-limit credit cards. Keep your passport and any other valuables in concealed pouches. Do not drink water from the tap. I'll repeat, do not drink water from the tap. And finally, talk to your doctor about anti-malaria drugs and a vaccination for hepatitis A and B before you go. Number 3, South Africa. South Africa has a reputation for being one of the most dangerous tourist destinations in the world, which was built on the high rate of violent crime and murder in the country. The fact that xenophobia is a little high in some areas of the country makes it even more dangerous. The disparity between the rich and poor, combined with former apartheid policies, has led to a widespread poverty in the region. This in turn created a fertile ground for crime to grow. Getting robbed at gunpoint is not an uncommon scene in South Africa. In fact, areas with ATMs are a hotspot for robberies. The precautions to take against this is the same as other areas with high robbery rates. Wear simple clothes without jewelry. Leave the gadgets at home and use low-limit credit cards. Like India, South Africa also has high sexual assault statistics. Reported cases of violence against women are prevalent in this tourist destination. Even though tourists are generally not targeted, it is better to be cautious. Be conscious of what you wear. Better to be safe than sorry, right? You should also be aware of natural hazards in some regions of the country. According to Lonely Planet Cape Town Table Mountain, which is one of the most popular tourist attractions in South Africa, it has claimed more lives than Mount Everest. Consequently, it is advised that you dress and pack appropriately for your hiking trips. Number 2, Brazil. Like other South African countries in the region, there is a high prevalence of crime. You can easily get robbed, pickpocketed, or assaulted in Brazil than anywhere else in the world, especially in the slums where drug-related crimes are more popular. If that doesn't scare you, then the poisonous trees and fruits should do the job. There are different trees in Brazil that grow a variety of fruit. While they may appear tantalizing, most of them are poisonous. Tourists, in a bid to get a taste of local flavor, have picked and eaten some of these fruits that are harmful to human health Do not pick fruits off any tree in Brazil. If you want to get a local fruit, just go to the store and buy it. Finally, the last danger of traveling to Brazil is health related. Apart from the risk of E. coli that is a result of water filled with garbage and feces, there is also a risk of getting malaria when traveling in the jungle region. Number 1. North Korea. North Korea is perhaps the most dangerous tourist destination in the world right now. Visiting this country means risking arrest and long-term detention. After the death of Otto F. Warmbier, a University of Virginia student convicted of trying to steal a political propaganda poster from his hotel, the United States government decided to ban Americans from visiting North Korea. According to Susan A. Thornton, the acting assistant secretary of the Bureau of East Asian and Pacific Affairs, due to mounting concerns over the risk of arrest and long-term detention, the department will soon impose a travel restriction on all U.S. nationals' use of a passport to travel in, through, or to North Korea. There are absolutely no precautions or safety measures to take. You simply can't visit this country. This is why it's one of the most dangerous tourist destinations in the world. Have you ever traveled to any of these countries? Please let us know your experience in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Awesome America.